What's going on, guys? Straw Hat Brian. I'm back again here to deliver my One Piece chapter 901 review for you guys. It is just dropped today. If you haven't read it yet, let's do it now because spoilers are going to be lurking. So, I don't think left. Let's talk about this cover story. So, cover story back with the original cover stories, the ones that actually mean something. And this one is actually interesting because Gertz, who was Big Mom's childhood best friend on Elbaf, has joined the Giant Pirates, and she's the Doctor. So I'm theorizing, bro, that on Elbaf, before Elbaf, somehow Straw Hat Grand Fleet got to make an entrance. You know what I mean? Hydrogen got to settle this beef with Big Mom, and then Gertz has got to come in and then figure out what is wrong with Big Mom's issues and why she always been eating stuff, and then like, why did she get into these candy-induced rages? Like, I need to know. We all need to know. We need answers, and I think she might be the one to give us those answers. And I'm calling it. It's probably going to be her and Chopper teaming up to find a cure for Big Mom's illness. I'm calling that right now. So, talk about the chapter. So, the chapter opens up. We got Perospero. He's debriefing Big Mom on Topland's situation right now, what's going on. And then scene shifts over. Wadatsumi, we find out Wadatsumi is the one who saves Thousand Sunny. Good job, Wadatsumi, from being a bad guy and being manipulated by the Fishman pirates. And now you're doing things with the Sun Pirates. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. So he saves them. You know what I mean? At the last moment, they decide to sacrifice the Sun Pirate ship, which is the ship that Fisher Tiger built himself. Decide to sacrifice that because they need to save the Straw Hats. And then the scene shifts over, and Smoothie discovers and points out, like, yo, I figured out that they escaped, man. We gotta go capture them. So that was like really quick. I'm like very surprised that they deduced that. But you know, Wadatsumi is huge, so I'm pretty sure you could see a big shadow moving underneath the water. So while that's going on, the Sun Pirates, they've already made the declaration that they plan to hold back the Big Mom fleet, and at the same time, like, Oven's already trying to join in the battle, and he's trying to boil the sea. So while the Fishman pirates have come up with this tactic, and then which is basically like they change the sea currents. So basically, move the sea currents in a way where there's like a rift between like how fast the Big Mom fleet and their flagship is sailing versus, you know, how, you know, the regular waves that the Straw Hats are actually sailing on. So it's like they're just making it difficult by rocking the waves back and forth for the Big Mom fleet to basically catch up to the Thousand Sunny, which is like excellent strategy, excellent thing. And this is why we need the fishmen. We need the fishmen around. We need the fishmen to make these awesome sea, you know, maneuvers and be able to carry out, you know, these battles on, you know, in the ocean. Who else is to do it? Because, you know, a lot of the Straw Hats and even some of the key members in the Straw Hat Grand Fleet do have devil fruits. So, of course, like, they're at risk by just fighting out in the middle of the ocean. But if you have the Fishman pirates and people like Jinbei just holding it down, what you got to worry about? So, on what happens next is we find out that, like, it's gonna take hours for the Straw Hats to actually get out of Big Mom's territory. So the Fishman, well, the Sun Pirates, they've all came to the conclusion, like, look, we're going to do our best to make sure that the Straw Hats escape. This is Jinbei's, you know, dream to, you know, to keep sailing, and we need to start Jinbei on his new adventure because he's done so much for us. He's done everything to protect us. He's done everything that he could for Fishman Island. This is the only way that we know how to repay him. And while this is all going down, Jinbei is just, you know, he's telling Luffy, like, bro, I can't leave my crew. I have an issue with leaving them behind to die. And I don't think they're going to die. I don't think Jinbei thinks they're going to die. But Jinbei is kind of like one of those characters. He's like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then, who knows? Because now that Big Mom's conscious, we don't know how strong she is. Like, we've seen how strong she is when, you know, she's not fully functional. But actually, like, now that she's conscious of her actions, we don't know how strong she is. We don't know what she's capable of. We don't know how ruthless she is because she's actually able to think clearly now. So, what we did get a little idea, because even after eating the cake, she still plans on capturing Luffy and then putting his soul in one of her homies. So I think that's crazy. But as Luffy gives Jinbei the okay and tells him, like, look, man, do what you gotta do, because Jinbei, as Luffy was gonna try to suggest that maybe the Straw Hats will try and help, Jinbei, like, cuts him off and is like, no, you gotta just let me do this, we'll secure an escape route. And then Luffy's like, all right, Jinbei, I got you, I see what you're saying. But then reminds Jinbei that, like, fam, I'm your captain now. So basically telling Jinbei, like, I'll let you make this decision and I trust you to come back, but next time, I'm the one who makes the decisions. Like, and I think because after the Usopp incident, I think Luffy, like, now understands, like, he's not settling for, insubordination. Luffy's not settling for that no more. So, I mean, like, he feels it because he understands Jinbei's situation. He understands Jinbei. So he's like, do what you gotta do. But understand, this is the reason why we came here, was to get a Straw Hat out, and now we gotta leave one behind. So I don't really like that. I don't think that's really necessary. I feel like and then even so, like, if anything's really gonna happen to the Fishman Pirates, like, let it happen. Like, I'll call them the Fishman Pirates, the Sun Pirates. Let it happen. Like, if they're gonna end up dying, let it happen. These are pirates. Like, I get it. Oda is not a huge fan of deaths. He, if it's an on-screen death or anything like that, he wants it to mean something. But when you're thinking about piracy and pirates, even real life pirates, not everything is just so happy-go-lucky. Like, you're not just gonna duke it out with these people, these really strong opponents, and then you just escape with your life or whatever. Like, no. Or we're just gonna just get hints of people dying but never get a confirmation of it. It's like, no. I need to see characters die. I need to see blood. I need to see, what is really gonna happen, because I feel like if the whole point of the arc was to get a Straw Hat and then to gain a Straw Hat and then to lose a Straw Hat, what was the point of the arc? What was the point of a lot of things? Because Peckham's was in the story. Peckham's did nothing. In all intents and purposes, Peckham's could have been left out of the story, for real, and then Whole Cake Island would have been pretty much the same. In all honesty. And even when he transformed into a Sulong, he didn't really do much. Pedro, somewhat of the same case, but he did give him the Straw Hats that brief moment to escape onto the ocean. So I'll give him that. But other than that, Pedro didn't really do squat either. Brook is the MVP. Carrot's MVP. Luffy's MVP. Those three, and Chopper's MVP. Those four have really put in the work. Like Sanji made the cake. Good job, Sanji. Yeah. And then, the way that Luffy also tells Jinbei, well, like, look, I'm promise you gotta promise me, we're gonna meet at Wano, and then we're gonna wait for you on Wano, so we're not leaving Wano till you get there, Jinbei. Jinbei's like, bet, we're gonna be there. And then Luffy goes on to tell Jinbei, like, look, man, don't die even if it kills you. So I think there's a little bit of foreshadow. Maybe somehow a lot of Jinbei's crewmates will die, because remember, Jinbei, as long as he's cool, calm, and collected and does not fear Big Mom, he can't get his soul taken. And it's common knowledge amongst the Straw Hat crew members that as long as you remain calm, can't get your souls taken away from you. So, and also, scene shifts over, we see that Big Mom, she's already on the move. She plans to turn Luffy into a homie. She's like, bruh, I'm good now. Homeboy's about to become one of my little homies, and then I'm about to make him do whatever I want. And then also, you see that the Straw Hats, they finally escape. It seems like this is really how the arc is going to end. And then we finally get Big News Morgan and Stussy, and they're making their way out of, Big Mom's territory. And Morgan says it. He says one of these pirates from the worst generation will become the next Pirate King. And I think he's talking about, well, not even I think, we all know he's talking about Luffy. But just the fact that now that Big News Morgans believes that, and I have a feeling Big News Morgans wanted to get out of there because he wants to write the greatest scoop he has ever seen, maybe in the last 20 years. And that's what I think is going to happen. That's where I think that he's off to. And I think Stussy she's just along for the ride because she's a part of CP0. So they're both basically part of the world government. So they hand in hand with each other. You feel me? I need to know what happened with Dufeld, Struzan, a couple of the other guys, Umit, the other underground guys, Drug Pelko. Did they survive? Did they KO? What's going on? Are they going to come back? Are they strong? Is Morgan strong? Can he fight? I need answers. I need to understand. Because these two are just traveling alone. You know what I mean? So they have to be strong. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they can't just be traveling by themselves. They would get picked off like flies, you know what I mean, amongst pirates. I mean, I can't say for Stussy. Stussy probably holds it down. She's a part of CP0. And if anybody has seen CP9 and Arc of Enies Lobby, you knew CP9 held it down. So, this is my review of One Piece chapter 901. I'm going to have to rate this chapter maybe a 4, maybe a 3.5 out of 5, simply because I just don't like the fact that I feel like a lot of these things that happen in this arc was like for naught. And maybe that's probably what needs to happen, just to kind of give us the readers, like, not everything is just supposed to go our way. Not everything is supposed to go to Luffy's liking or the Straw Hat's way. But I'm also kind of like, I just feel like if people are going to make the sacrifice, let the characters make the sacrifice. Like, if there's certain characters that are willing to just sacrifice themselves for people to move on or to make it to the next stage, let it be that. Let it be the supporting characters. Don't take away the really cool main characters and be like, oh man, like I really want Jinbei to like really be a part of the crew, and I got a taste of that, and now I gotta wait maybe 100 or so more chapters before I see Jinbei again. See what I'm saying? It's the inconsistency. It's like, yeah, Jinbei's finally joining the crew. And it's like, no, not yet. Not yet. You guys don't deserve it. Don't we deserve it, Oda? I don't know. But what I think might happen next, I think now we might actually officially get into Wano. It's either the Wano's got to be chapter 902 or the Reveries got to be chapter 902. I don't know. But this is my thoughts. This is my review of One Piece chapter 901. Like, share, subscribe. Dislike the video if you disliked it. Hit that notification bell for more. You guys have a wonderful evening.